Hello there, I'm Astral, and welcome to part 2 of the Zombotron retrospective. It's been quite a while. Not that it took me 5 months to get started or anything, but yeah. But anyway, welcome back! In this retrospective, we'll be diving into Zombotron 2 Time Machine and Zombotron Reboot Chapter 1. I'll give a quick recap of the first two games, but feel free to watch part 1 before jumping into this one. Anyway, here we go! The Zombotron series is a set of 2D platformer zombie games taking place on planet Zombotron. In these games, you must defend yourself and fight your way against hordes of zombies, robots, and various other creatures by using the environment and an assortment of weaponry available for purchase from shops scattered around the planet to advance through the games. The story is quite simple. In the first game, you play as a random machine called the Biobot and just shoot your way through the planet. But in the second game, you play as an expeditioner who crash lands on planet Zombotron. His journey continues in Zombotron 2 Time Machine, where we pick up with him repairing the rocket to escape the planet. You once again play as the hero and embark on a mission to gather fuel and escape from planet Zombotron. Zombotron 2 Time Machine feels more like an expansion pack, similar to Half-Life's Opposing Force or Doom Eternal's The Ancient Gods. It introduces numerous new stages and mechanics, including the ability to have a companion who assists in combat, and you also must also ensure she stays healed if she gets injured. Other than that, the story receives a major upgrade with more lore about both the planet and the characters themselves. We learn more about our hero and delve deeper into their background. I won't be spoiling much after that cutscene as I'll leave you to experience the game yourself. But speaking of gameplay, here's the gameplay section. The game stays faithful to the spirit of Zombotron 2, ensuring that the enjoyment and excitement are still fully present. You'll still find yourself shooting your way out and confronting all sorts of creatures along the journey. I wanted to keep this part of a retrospective short as the discussion of the reboot will be a bit longer, so I want you to enjoy Time Machine at your own pace. But before we do go to reboot, I wanted to talk about the ending of Time Machine, so spoiler warning, skip to this time frame where I talk about the overall part of Time Machine before we head into reboot, but yeah, here we go. In the ending of Time Machine, Fina's father is killed and Fina herself is missing. However, we discover a portal to another world and the hero jumps into it. The game ends on a cliffhanger, leaving us with several questions. Is Fina alive? Will the capsule function as intended? Where did the capsule take the hero? And then the last one, hopefully we'll find the answers soon. I already have an answer for the last one. Jokes aside, there wasn't a direct sequel to Time Machine, but instead we have a reboot to the series introducing a new protagonist and a whole new set of whatever. But don't worry, I'll be creating a video specifically on Zombotron 2019 in the near whenever. We're in the home stretch, everyone. Now, let's dive into the final game of this retrospective, the Zombotron reboot that released in 2023. Let's go. So what is Zombotron Reboot? Well, I'll make it short. Zombotron Reboot is a remaster of the original Zombotron series, featuring updated graphics, an improved physics engine, and new effects. Well, what's new in this one if it's just a remaster? Well, for me, I think it's a reboot slash remake. As what it says here, I'm not really sure if it's a remaster. It's so confusing. I'll explain. So let's get the reason why Zombotron Reboot is both a reboot and a remake. The reason why it's a reboot, to me, is if you check both of the descriptions of the reboot and the 2019 reboot, you're both playing as Blaze Rush. I don't know how that makes sense, but yeah, it does. And the reason why it's a remake is I said at the start that Zombotron Reboot is otherwise just the first 3 games, but you know, better. Because in Chapter 1 right now, the one that I'm showing you, you're playing just Zombotron 1. But you're playing as Blaze Rush and not the Biobot anymore, which is confusing me. It makes my head hurt. But anyway, headaches aside, Chapter 1, 2, 3 will be the trilogy, and Chapter 4 and 5 will be the direct sequel, so whatever happens in Chapter 4, that's where we'll see the continuance of Time Machine's ending, which will be interesting, and then we'll be getting a new sequel, which is Chapter 5, but in its own, like, chapter, and that is going to be interesting to see. So as much, I just really want to get this video out. I know it may seem a bit scuffed and rushed, but that's kind of the whole point. I just really wanted to get part 2 out, so I really apologize if everything in this part 2 is so shit, but I will make it up to you for the 2019 reboot. I don't really want to talk about Chapter 1 all that much because it's basically just Zombotron 1 with better graphics. If I got anything to say, do try it out. It is on Steam, itch.io. You can actually play it on your phone, whether you're on iOS or Android, which is pretty cool. So, I guess this is my final thoughts on this video. Once again, I really do apologize for taking 5 months just to create part 2, but if it's any consolation, I am making another retrospective in the near whenever for the Last Stand series, which is another 2D zombie game. And of course, I will be making as well Zombotron 2019 retrospective, but that's gonna be more work and done to that, and basically anything next is gonna be much given more time, I promise. Once again, I am sorry, but yeah, that is all for now. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy. Anyway, once again, sorry. Yeah, see you on the next one.